Hi guys, this is Ashok Reddy. Last class we discussed uh, what is variable and different types of variable in Java and how many ways we can access the variable and static, final and volatile and transient keyword we are discussing. Today we will discuss execution flow with architecture. Okay, we will discuss variable flow. Okay, what is the variable? How many variable is there? Static, non-static, and local variable. Three types of variable is there, right? We'll discuss three types of execution flow with JVM architecture. Okay. Now, can we start now? Yeah. Already I prepared one small diagram. Okay. JVM architecture. JVM architecture. We have method area, heap area, and Java stack area. Okay. Method area. Whenever class is loaded into JVM, okay, here a static variable is there. First we will discuss this class. Static variable is there, instant variable is there, one add method is there, and add method we have inside method local variable also there. We can, okay, inside method nothing but local variable. This is the local variable and this is the two objects I created. Okay, here two objects I created. Okay, then tell me this static variable whenever class is loaded into JVM, okay, you have to allocate all the static variable with default value. Once you have to allocate the default value, okay, after that it will allocate the default value from top to bottom. Then you have to initialize the okay, you have to initialize the value 10 comma 20. Okay, then it will load the x comma xy variable, but we are not going to initialize any default value or okay, we are not going to initialize because instant variable whenever creating object that time have to initialize. Okay, then we just have to scan all those things. Okay, this is the one here add method is there. This is the one main method is there. Correct now? Here one add method is there. This is the static variable is there. We have to load the x comma y and we have to load the add method. After that we have the main method. Okay, then this is the now in this main method only it will load the bytecode. Okay, whenever loaded bytecode, you have to initialize all the static variable. Okay, that time only. Whenever loaded this class, that time you have to initialize static variable. Okay, but heap area, you have to whenever creating object, have to declare here what is the storing heap area, storing only object only. Heap area we can store only object only. JVM Java stack area. Java stack area, whenever have to reach to main method, whenever comes to main method, execution start from main method and with main method. Okay, then here whenever main method is there comes into picture, have to create main thread. Okay, have to create main thread. I have to create one main thread. Okay, this is the main thread. Better we have to this is the main thread. This is the main thread. Okay, inside main thread, first local variable L comma M. We have to initialize local variable L comma M. Correct na? We have to initialize local variable L comma M. Then we have to then what is the next step? We have to access static variable. Static variable we can access how many ways? Static variable we can access four ways. One is can access directly the variable name. And the second one is class name, directly class name dot variable. Second one is by using object. Third one is by using object. Fourth one is by using null reference variable. By using null reference variable. Already I discussed this thing. Okay. So you can access the comma b. How to access? It will a comma this a variable. It collect the value from static variable. Okay. This is collect the 10 value and we can display the 10 value. Okay. What is the 10 value? The n value, this is the a value is 10, correct na? It will display the 10 value, correct na? Display the 10 value. Display 10. After that, what is this? After that, you can collect the 20 and it will display the 20 value, correct? Mm. Display the 20. Okay. Then here, but this non-static variable we cannot access directly, correct? Na? Non-static variable we cannot access directly, or we can access two ways. One is by using object. By using object. By using object. This one, another one is by using this keyword. We can access only these two ways. Okay. Then you cannot access this directly. That's why you will get the compile time error. Okay. Then can we create the object? Yeah. This is the V1. This is the reference variable. V1 reference variable is pointing to this variable underscore test class. Correct na? Whenever creating object, by how to create the object? By using new keyword. Correct na? By using new keyword, you can create the object. Whenever create the constructor, this constructor have to initialize the non-static variable. Non-static variable. Non-static variable 30, 40. X comma 30, Y comma 40. Okay. Can we do now? Yeah. Inside variable, inside object, you can create what is the X value is 30 and Y value is 40. Y value is 40. Like that, you have to initialize. Okay. This to do. Okay. Okay. Then v1 dot x and v1 dot y. We can access the v1 dot x and v1 dot y. How much v1 dot x is? What is the value? V1. It will. Sorry. What is that v1 value? V1 dot x. It will go to here and collecting the v1 dot x is collect the 30 value and display the v1 dot x is 30 and v2 dot x is go to the v2 and this is the current object is v2, then v2 sorry v1, this collect the 40 and it display the 40 value, correct na? Then you can display 30 and 40 value. Then you can call the method v1 dot add method. Whenever calling method, whatever the method, whenever calling the method, you can create the stack frame. Whenever the calling method, you can create the stack frame. Okay. This v1 dot x, you create the stack frame. Okay. This is the stack frame. Okay. How many methods are creating? Those many stack frames are creating. Here, main method is the one stack frame. This is the one stack frame. Okay. Then this one, this is only one method creating. No? This one method is, this is the stack frame. Okay. Then next, once v1 dot add method is called, what will happen? v1 dot add method calling, then we have to collect this dot x. This means current object. What is the current object? This is the current object. This is the current object. Correct na? this current object, this is the current object, correct na? This current object, we have to collect the, this dot x mean, this is the 30, this dot x mean 30, this dot y mean 40, okay? Then it will collect the 30 plus 40. How much for 30 plus 40? 70. You can display, what is the sum is? Display the 70. This is the int x comma 100. This is the local variable. You can directly display the 100. Okay. Then then once this method is executed, once you have to enter into the stack frame, it will going to execute all the method. It will execute all the inside method step by step. Then it will come once this method is executed, then this stack frame is destroy. This stack frame is destroy. Correct na? Then next. No. This variable is completed, right? Now this variable is completed. Once this reference variable is not pointing, this reference variable now not pointing to this variable, correct na? Once this variable, once object is executed, once this object is executed, then this is not pointing to this object, correct na? Then it will destroy this variable. You can destroy this. Then you can destroy this object, correct na? Otherwise JVM memory is full, correct na? So inside garbage collector, once reference variable not there, reference variable not pointing to object, then it will destroy the object. Okay, we'll discuss garbage collector later. Okay, now once this, then now L comma M. L comma M is the local variable. L comma M is the local variable. We can access L comma M directly, correct na? So we can access directly. This is the local variable. Okay. Then here here I am creating one more object. Okay. I am creating one more object. This is the V2 reference variable. Okay. This is the V2 reference variable. This V2 reference variable is pointing to one more object, creating this V2 reference variable pointing this 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. No. Fine. Correct. This one is pointing to variable one more object. Okay. Then what will happen? Next, I am modifying non-static variable x. What is the x value is 200. This 200, this first you have to, whenever creating object, constructor will initialize, whenever creating object, you have to initialize non-static variable. What is the non-static variable? Int x equal 30, int x equal 30, y equal 40. Okay. Then first you have to default value is 0, correct na? Here default value is 0. You can, once default value is 0, whenever initializing, that way value is 30. Okay, after that initializing. Okay, then I have to create like that. Okay, now once you have to initialize the non-static variable, then you have to, now creating object, you have to initialize the non-static variable. Here in this step, 41 line, you have to modify non-static variable x. How to modify non-static variable x? Instead of 30, we can replace, instead of x, you can replace 200, correct na? Instead of x, you can replace 200. Okay. Now, whenever we are accessing v2.x, whenever we have to access v2.x, whenever you have to access v2.x, we have to collect the 200. You can display the 200 only. What is the value here? You can display 200. v2.x, what is that value is 200. Whenever v1.x is, what is the value v1.x? v1.x, this is the v1.x is 30. You can display the 30 value. v1.x is 30. Okay. You guys can understood, right? v1.x is 30, v2.x is 200. Correct? Na? Then I think now you guys understood, right? Now can we discuss? Can we discuss flow again? Whenever in JVM architecture, three types of area, three method area is there. One is method area, one is heap area, and the third one is Java Stack area. Whenever class is loaded into JVM, we have to initialize once you have to load it into JVM with the default value is allocate. And default value allocate from top to bottom. Okay. Once you have to initialize, you can load all the x comma y and add method. Just it will scan. Okay. Then main method, it will scan the main method is only it will scan. Okay. After that, what will happen? Going to main method. Main method, it will what happen? This is the main method. Is one main method is the thread. This is the only main is the thread. Inside main thread, creating main thread, we have to execute the main method. Okay. Stack frames in Java Stack area, you have to create the main thread. Inside main thread, what is the main thread? Local, we create the local variable L M is the we have to initialize L comma L M. L is the 50, M is the 60. You can access local variable. Okay. Then this is the static variable A comma B. Static is A, B. A is directly you can access here. Static variable is a class variable. Okay. It is also called a class level variable. It is available entire program. Already I discussed. I will show you what is static variable. Okay. Control F. Static variable. Okay. Here I explain a static variable can never be local variable. Static variable can never local variable. There will be only one copy of static variable. Only one copy of static variable available in the entire program. For example, I am going to change v2 dot A. A is a static variable. A equal have to change, for example, 2000. For example, 3000. Okay, 3000. Then I have to print system dot out dot println. What is that? This is the static variable. Static. What is the static variable? Static variable is A. Have to print. How to print the static variable A, but we can access directly. But here local, if your local variable is there, here you can access directly local variable. If we are sorry, we can access directly. Okay, can we execute now? Yeah, control 1. Yeah, compilation is successfully. Can we control 2? Yeah, static variable is 10. But now what happened? We have to what happened here? Yes. A control S, control 1, control. Yeah. Now, what is that? V2 dot, sorry, V2 dot V2, because I created V2 object, right? V2 dot A. Correct, na? V2 dot A. Now, control S, control 1, control 2. Yeah. Now, 300, right? Na? Because already I explained non-static variable, but this will replace here only. Okay, it will replace v2 dot x is 300. It will replace, instead of a, you can replace 300. Sorry, 3000. Then now what I have to do? Now I have to access. Can we access v1 dot x now? Yeah, we'll try. Can access v1 dot x, v1 dot a, control 1, control 2. Yeah. See here what happened. This is the another object. This is the another object reference variable. I am going to access static array. This is another object reference variable. This is also another object reference variable. Correct? Na? But here what happened? I am going to change. This is class level. This copy of HC. This what you guys can remember. There will be only one copy of static variable. There will be only one copy of static variable available in the entire program. But non-static variable not like that. It is separate copy of non-static variable. Just see, I already explained non-static variable. But if instant variable is local, sorry, here for instant variable JVM will automatically initialize them default value in the data type. That is fine. But here for every instant variable separate copy of instant variable, for every instant separate copy of instant variable will be created. Mean when how many object created, that mean how many object creating inside a class, those many copy of instant variable will be created. Okay, now you guys understood, right? This you have to, yes. Now what happened here? What is the diagram? No, what I have to do here? I am trying to access. I don't have place, but yeah. V2 dot x, sorry, v2 dot a. v2 dot is, what is the value? v2 dot value is 3000. It will display the 3000 because it is going to, it will access from here. It will access and it will display the 3000. Correct? Na? Yeah. Thank you guys. I hope you guys can understood, right? Yeah. Thank you guys.